Please introduce yourself.
So my name is Sitikantha Das. Basically, I am from Bhubaneswar, from a nearby village named Goda, which is also infamously known as the Nimakharam Jagiri.
Okay.
And I completed my school Goda. And I completed my schooling from Saraswati Sishu Vidya Mandir, Jagatsinghpur. Then I did my +2 from the very famous Bakshi Jagabandhu Bidyadhar Junior College, Bhubaneswar. Then I completed my civil engineering from KT University with a special interest and project in geotech engineering, which was my third attempt at Odisha Civil Services and first interview. I want to become a responsible, honest officer, man.
Okay. Very good. Sitikantha, you are a product of Saraswati Sishu Mandir.
Yes.
You know, these days, Saraswati Sishu Mandir is performing better result than even government schools.
Yes, sir.
Though the teachers of Saraswati Sishu Mandir are paid less, even in terms of academic track record,
Yes, sir.
compared to government school teachers, they don't stand at a higher position.
Yes.
What is the reason behind it?
So there are two aspects of it. The first, we can see the larger aspect, that is the unemployment and the large amount of people and population and less amount of resources. So competition is there in teacher recruitment, and very less amount of teachers are being recruited. That is the one aspect of it. And the those who cannot, due to the lack of resources or any kind of problem, they got admitted into the private schools. But the efficiency they put in because of private organization and the atmosphere they have built in the Saraswati Sishu Vidya Mandir. As I was a student of Saraswati Sishu Vidya Mandir, I know that to teacher the curriculum framework and the completion of the subject, there is an efficient effort. In the government school in those days, there was a problem. There was a passing rate was very low. But now, under the Mo Sarkar 5T and Mo school, the results are being improving. And now also, what I have get the feedback from my teachers from school, that Sishu Mandir is also trying to compete with the English medium schools in our region. So there is a constant chance of improvement for both government and private.
Okay, Sitikant, you are an engineer. Your hobby is gymming.
Yes, sir.
What is a machine? What is a machine?
So machine is an instrument which helps us to simplify our process of working, sir.
Okay. And also it reduces the
time period. Yes, sir. Right,
okay. Sir. Is gym a machine? So many machines are there in gym.
Yes, sir.
But they don't reduce our spell. Rather, they add to our pen. Is it right to say that in gym we use so many machines because machines reduces the painstaking effect?
Sir, in the gym, specifically the machines are designed for the purpose that the chance of failure and the chance of injury can be withdrawn. That is the main purpose of machines in gym.
Okay.
Those who can in the dumbbell we can do, there is a chance of injury, shoulder injury, knee injury, and this thing. Machine is the main purpose to avoid the injury.
Okay.
Specifically, also we can see in the field of cricket, there is also Virat Kohli is very much influenced and very much active in the gymming. But those who are not very much acquainted with the fitness and like Shreyas Iyer is suffering from injury.
All right. You are a student of psychology. One of your optional is psychology. Yes, what is aptitude? How aptitude is different from aptitude?
Sir, aptitude is my capacity to do something, my skill in the future, which I can undergo through that training or the skills. That is the inherent thing which I can, with the proper training and the proper guidance, I can excel. That is my aptitude. And the attitude is my enduring personality. It is how to deal with the given situation, the reaction to a particular situation. That is my attitude, sir. It can be positive attitude and it can be negative attitude.
Just to justify the statement I'm putting before you.
Yes, sir.
It is not your aptitude, rather it is your attitude which will decide and determine your altitude. It's not your aptitude, rather it is your attitude that will decide your altitude.
So can I give an example, sir?
Yeah, sure.
Sir, if you see, if I can imagine in a field of cricket, there is Virat Kohli, and there are so many players definitely be much more talented than Virat Kohli. Also, they have the much better aptitude in cricket than Virat Kohli. But the attitude towards the cricket and the dedication towards the cricket made him the captain and the successful cricketer. Though the people, those who have better aptitude than him, without having the greater attitude and the spirit of attitude of being successful, they could not achieve that much altitude in their life, which Virat Kohli can able to achieve, sir.
Okay. How do you see the difference between honesty and integrity?
So this is quite synonymous to each other and can overlap with each other. And honesty is my personal
There is no
values.
difference between the two.
There
Is
must
there
be some.
any guarantee that all
So integrity, I believe there is something in also when no one is watching. I'm doing the thing which is correct to do. This
Yeah.
is integrity. And honesty, I think that is a very bigger term that also brings the truthfulness, being true to my spiritual values, ethical values, moral values.
Okay. Sitikant, how do you see the difference between responsibility and accountability?
So responsibility means taking the uh, the work what I have done, taking
Yeah.
the authority of doing that, whether it is right or whether it is wrong. That
Yeah.
is my responsibility. And
So responsibility moves downward or it moves upward?
so responsibility both ways, sir. I think I might be wrong, but accountability I think towards the people, sir, or towards the
What is the
constitution.
difference between answerability and accountability?
Answerability upward, sir, to the authority. But what I am doing, whether it is right or wrong, I can be answerable.
Answerability to authority.
Authority
And accountability?
accountability towards the people, sir.
No,
Public.
absolutely wrong.
Sir.
Okay, Sitikant. May I know your options? Psychology and home science.
Science, yes, sir.
So why home science? Why you have opted home science? An engineer opting home science.
Sir, in my first attempt, I have opted for civil engineering,
Mhm.
and I could not score that much, so I could not be into the interview list. Then I analyzed my hobby and my subject preferences. There was
Yeah.
a part paper 2, which is child development and all these things, which is co-synchronized with the psychology. So I think with the less time, I could prepare both the things. So with looking at the syllabus, I opted for psychology and home science, sir.
Okay, what do you mean by left wing extremism?
Sir, left-wing extremism is specifically previously confined to Eastern India and Odisha, Jharkhand, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, but now it is being all around as per Ministry of Home Affairs. It is mainly the ideology of CPI Marxist ideology, which is being to the people, those who have been to left-wing
CPI Marxist.
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 Maoist, sorry, it's my fault, sir. Maoist, it's slip of tongue. So these are the people which have risen because of the failure of the land reform, as they have believed, sir, because they have not been given the proper administration is also not being possible to reach to them. That's why left-wing extremism have opted for the arms and path of arm and ammunition to get their rights, sir. So that is.
What do you mean by Kejrification of Indian politics?
No, sir, I'm not able to.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You are serving somewhere now?
No, sir, I am not into service, sir.
You are preparing for this.
Yes, sir.
What is your plan if you will be joining the civil services?
So my plan of action will be of being an efficient officer and work in the health and education sector, and specifically also the tourism sector, sir. Odisha has a very vast
That
opportunity.
is not written in the book. Everybody will speak like that. But what is your vision plan that what do you intend to do for the people?
Sir,
As you have
Hi, sir.
seen during your lifespan,
Yes, sir.
these are the strength and weakness of the government.
Yes,
And here I can intervene and promote something for the people. What is your plan?
Sir, as I was in civil engineering student, I was working in a project in the geotech soil structuring, and there was a issue in last 2-3 months. There is in Badrinath, there is a land subsidence issue. My project was under the soil restructuring and soil strengthening using coir fiber. I believe when I will be in the civil services, many of the issues as earthquake zone and all these bigger areas, there is a storage issue in Bhubaneswar.
1,000 like this, I mean, events will be there for the collector.
Yes, sir.
But you can visualize or you can check out some
Yes, sir.
important points there for whatever you are saying. Lot of chief engineers, lot of work secretaries, lot of people are there.
Yes,
You
sir.
are part of that.
Yes, sir.
But directly what you can do for the people.
So there are a lot of plans of plan of action being presented, but there is a very less amount of implementation, lack of bureaucratic will, or also because of political will. I can be instrumental in those who are already in scheme and my expertise into bringing
I
into the
will get the
administration.
work to be done as you say. Rest,
Sir, also in tourism sector and health and education sector, the greater aspect and the micro aspect, I can be, my office will be always be open to public perception, and the two-way communication channel will be open, sir.
that
for
is
the-
there in the Mosarkar also. The scheme is very much.
Yes, sir, there are also some officers are being suspended, those are not working properly, and also being
You
recruited.
say that it will replace some
No, no.
dishonest officers by.
No, there won't be any replacement. There will be addition of the honest officer, because there are also been there are so many honest
Tourism,
officers.
why your district is what kind of input you can provide to your district, which is lacking, as you said, in tourism or other.
So tourism is a bigger responsibility and bigger opportunity area which Odisha can explore. Yes, sir. Whether it is being Jagatsinghpur, whether it is Khordha, whether I will be posted in any district, sir, there is a chances of employment issues. There can be local employment that can be created, entrepreneurship can be created, and also there is a exploration using of social media that which is going on right now, Instagram reels. We can attract many people. The revenues can be Odisha revenue can be, sir, generated, sir, in the bigger sense, sir.
Is it? Okay. What do you mean by startup?
The startup is like startup is coming together of some group of people and creating something new out of through their innovation, and whether it is in the economic sector, education sector, health sector, and without depending upon the employment from other people, they are creating employment and giving contributing to the economy of the country, sir.
Our state has been rewarded for disaster management.
Yes, sir.
At present, we saw after 4 decades, Delhi is suffering for
Yes,
flood
sir.
and water or whatever.
Yes, sir.
What kind of, advices we can give by that they can protect their life of the people? What are the basic 1-2 points?
So first thing is the designing of the city, sir. The Bhubaneswar has been.
At present, during disaster,
Yes, sir.
suppose Yamuna is now overflowed,
Yes, sir.
people have been flooded. What do you want from this state you will be deputed to Delhi? What
sir.
will you be doing?
Sir, the thing which has been successful in Bhubaneswar, that is land filling method of sewage disposal, and which is not been successful in Delhi. There are so many issues of Delhi that sewage is distributed all over around, which is one cause of the sewage issues, which is now being reported in last few days, that after huge amount of rainfall, because of the drainage issue, the total rainfall around the city, sir. These things can be implemented in Delhi, sir.
Only that, not evacuation from this.
This is the part of storage, and evacuation preparedness and mitigation thing, adaptation thing, Odisha has been experienced since last 20 years. That experience also works.
That should emphasize first.
Okay.
Then come to the school. Because our icon is our evacuation.
Yes, right.
UN House also accepted.
Yes, definitely.
Next.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, Sitikant,
Yes, ma'am.
we are talking about Mosarkar and 5T,
Yes, ma'am.
and also that's a very prominently it is happening VRS and CRS.
That is a retirement scheme.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
What is that? How you are looked at that VRS and CRS?
Sorry, ma'am, I don't know. No, I have no idea about CRS, not sure about CRS. I can talk about VRS.
Right.
Voluntary retirement scheme that many officers are taking from the services. There can be two aspects of it. What is the ergonomics? I think the people, those who are working and not enjoying the work they are in the administration, may be due to the workload or due to the lack of expertise, and without lack of training and employment development, human resource development. That is the one aspect of it. Second, the remuneration part, those who are not into those who human greed might take them into private sector, that can be another aspect. And also there will be personal reasons. People can also aspire to become what they want to, ma'am. So, but also government is trying to plan the lateral scheme also. Union government also planning
Yes.
lateral scheme that so many officers from so many people, those who have technical knowledge in a different background can be put into civil services and contribute for the nation's development. At the end of the day, we all are here for the nation's development.
Correct. And compulsory
Central government, what you said,
Yes, ma'am.
is it successful? People are staying there.
stay.
It's being debated, sir, but the process we have to look into a bigger picture. If there is a lacuna, we can make a correction. Government is also working.
No. Suppose out of 50 selected,
Yes.
like lateral increase, at present, how many are there?
I have no data on this, sir.
Anyway,
Yes.
how much?
Yes. And CRS is compulsory retirement from the service.
Yes, ma'am.
What is your opinion about that?
That is a necessary evil which we need to do, ma'am, because the purpose of government as directive principle of the welfare state, we have to look for the betterment of the people. And if officers, that is I think the biggest lacuna of civil services, which need to be corrected. There is no scope of improvement after being selection into the civil services. There is no scope of training and R&D research and development, which is being incorporated into private sector. The 360-degree framework review from everywhere.
Yeah.
So this is being implemented right now. It is a good sign, so that efficiency can be brought into the administrative service.
Yes, in my opinion, like I might be wrong.
Yes, ma'am.
You can differ from.
Yes, ma'am.
Like it has both use, misuse, and abuse
Definitely.
of CRS.
Definitely, ma'am.
Is that is possible?
Yes, ma'am. It can be possible if a political vendetta can be applied against the officer. And those who are in power also, if they don't fall into that trap of administration, also some conspiracy can be done. But we have to faith in our judiciary system and High Court and Supreme Court. Their reads are also available. If there some things can happen, then judiciary is always open to everyone.
And we believe judiciary is corruption free.
Yes, ma'am. We have to believe, ma'am. Otherwise, system don't work, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Keep a interview.
Thank you, sir.
Keep a interview.
Nice.
Nice. Very good. Do
All
wonder.
the best. Yeah.
Mine has. So always both the sides of the coin you should speak.
Yes, sir.
Not
Definitely.
that the only political vendetta. Somebody is also, if found inefficient or what is that, dishonest or whatever you
Yes,
say.
yes,
That part and this part.
yes.
Both you should say. In
Yes.
one part, you
Not
cannot
sufficient.
satisfy the whole.
Yes.
Yes.
All the best. Thank you.
Sir asked you, ma'am asked you that is judiciary corruption free?
Yes.
You get the right answer.
Yes.
Then a cross question may be met.
Yes.
There is an allegation by so many prominent people of the country that we have judges in court of law, but no justice. What is your view about it?
Sir, we have to look at the bigger picture that India is a vast country with a vast population, and there is so little amount of judges, and judges are also not tech savvy, sir. As the Supreme Court has started the e-court facilities, so that the cases can be taken in a rapid manner. If we can also take advantage of Lok Adalat, Nyaya Adalat, and the arbitration mechanism, that many cases can be
So many
settled up.
judges, but no justice.
Sir, in the district judiciary also there are so many judges, but in High Court and Supreme Court there are also. The thing is the court of appeal in the system, many cases are being transferred to High Court and Supreme Court. So there are little amount of judges. In the district judiciary there are cases being filed up, sir. That we need to work on. Sir.
Okay. Thank you. God do wonder.
Thank you. Very impressive.
You prepare
Yeah,
for
keep it up.
UPSC. Okay.
Yes,
Are you preparing?
Yeah.
Yes, I am prepared.
I see
Yes.
a successful IAS officer inside you. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
What are your optionals?
Sir, in UPSC, I have applied with the psychology.
Psychology.
I could not clear the mains. This year, I have decided to switch to sociology.
Okay.
2 times I have not been able to clear.
Okay.
So, I'm
Very
trying.
good. You will become IAS. Studies in
Yeah. Do not limit yourself.
Yes, yes.
very pleasing personality.
Thank you, sir. May I go, sir?
Many best wishes.
Thank you.